Have you ever stopped and asked yourself as a salon owner, hey, what is the problem that we really solve? Because if you can get crystal clear about the problem that you really solve, it will help you in all of your marketing messages, all the messages that you teach to your team. And so today is going to be a huge opportunity for you to look at finding the problem and seizing the opportunity.
Yeah. So if you're excited about this, really it shows a lot about your character as a salon owner because this is one of the core things that when you get crystal clear on it, it can unlock so many possibilities for everyone around you. I think something that really stands out when we're thinking about, finding the problem and seizing the opportunity is just like, when Steve Jobs really introduced how he really revolutionized, the music market, instead of saying like, hey, here's a little box that you're gonna, listen to
Mhm.
music from. It was like, what if you could bring your 100 favorite songs with you everywhere? And, really drew out the marketing aspect of what we know as the iPod, which is basically extinct now, but really revolutionized the market when it came to how music was listened to. No longer did you have to have, your CD player with the cassette adapter in your stereo with it skipping when you were driving. And if you're younger than 30, you're like, what are you even talking about right now? But truly, they found that problem, they seized that opportunity, and then they really got crystal clear on their marketing and made an incredible impact inside of the technology world.
Yeah, and I love that you said that, Lindsay, because just like Steve, once you discover the problem that aligns with your business's strengths, you get to uncover that opportunity within, and you get to create that marketing message that really helps resonate with that potential client or that current client. And when I think about a lot of times as salons, we think the problem we solve is like someone needs to be lighter, they need to be brighter, they need better skincare, they need better makeup tips. But like if we truly just only focus on the problem and not look at the opportunity that we really give to someone, then we can miss that message, that marketing message that will really help to draw the right consumer in.
Because when you think about it, like that is really tied to something even deeper, and so when you think about it, it's truly like we are helping people find their confidence, and
Mhm.
so it's like either marrying that inner beauty with that outer beauty, or really helping people walk through the world in a much more confident light. That can be one of the core problems that it is that you are potentially solving for all of the clients that come through your doors.
That's so huge because like if just think if you're like, oh, come get your hair done, we can make you brighter and lighter. Like that message versus that's the problem. But if you really seize the opportunity and say, hey, our opportunity here is that we sell confidence, like it's you're going through a divorce, it's time to get your confidence back, come in and get your dream hair. Like just like the difference in messaging like really helps to like attract the right people and draw the right people in.
Even thinking about like, hey, if maybe your avatar is like you just had a baby and you
Mhm.
haven't experienced any self-care for a while, come back in and like Jen said, let us get your confidence back. It's just really starting to craft that marketing message where you're turning that problem and that solution into a story, because customers really love that emotional journey. So when you can take them, that's why they are a lot of times attracted to a before and after. Like if you're scrolling through your Instagram or TikTok, whatever social media of choice that you happen to be scrolling through, a lot of times we love to get stuck in a before and after, whether it's like, somebody had a weight loss journey, or, they used to be poor and now they're rich, or, they used to have not great hair and now they've got great hair, or skincare, whatever that is, like using those before and after pictures and really, sharing that transformational story with your clients or with your consumers can really help them get emotionally charged. And people buy from their emotional brain; they don't buy from their logical brain. And so that's a really great way to craft your marketing message when you're thinking about turning the problems into solutions and then showcasing it in a story.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned that logic and emotion. I heard once that said when you're selling to that logical side of the brain, logic equals lethargic. And so, like, when you think
Mhm,
about that, an example of that would be like 5 hour energy. Like they
mhm,
understood that people wanted an energy boost, but they didn't want to drink a whole can of energy drinks. And so that's how they were designed or developed. They narrowed their focus down to allow them to connect with that audience that just wanted that small little sip of energy instead of a large glass of energy. And so, like, they understood the problem and then they created the opportunity to it. And so that is like, if you can get really crystal clear and as the visionary, as a salon or your company, to think about the problems that you saw, but what is the bigger opportunity, it just helps you get so much more crystal clear about what you're going to speak to current clients and potential clients.
I love that, Jen. That's a brilliant analysis, is really looking at that 5 hour energy story. It's almost like if we were to say to our consumers, because I know, our main target demographic is usually a really busy person, but they
Mhm.
still want to have that glam look. And so you might say something like, an example framework would be like, you need X, but not interested in Z. Here's a
Mhm.
way to achieve Y without the hassle. So you could say, do you need your hair colored, but not interested in sitting in the salon for hours? Here's a way to
Mhm.
achieve 10-minute color or lunchtime color without the hassle. And so, really
Mhm.
thinking about those problems, and thinking about, like, okay, how do we, put this out to our guests so that they know, oh, I didn't even know that you could get a lunchtime color, some different things like that, or like quick extensions, like, because a lot of times when consumers have the money but they don't always have the time. And so, when you use that framework of need X but not interested in Z, here's a way to achieve Y without the hassle, it can really target the right person and draw them into your company.
Lindsay, it just reminded me this morning I was actually teaching a branding class to our new trainees, and we really looked at this and we did some research. So this is fun to do with your team. Is look at your local hashtags, like hashtag your town hair, or hashtag, for us it's like Lake Norman hair, or Manhattan, Kansas hair, and just see like what people are using in their captions or what they're hooking with. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, what we saw was like highlight, low light, toner, 09NB, low light, 07NC. And I was like, are you guys? And like, it was just really huge because I was like, everyone's missing the entire point. Like,
Mhm.
if we could really create like that connection, communication, and trust with our captions and learn that, what's the problem, but what's the big opportunity to that and speak to that, like that's really what's going to draw the right people in at the end of the day. Like, are we teaching people with these captions to be stylists? Are we teaching them that they have the opportunity to have like their dream hair? We just really want to serve. And so, like, I think if you get crystal clear on problem and then what's the big opportunity, like, wow, that's when magic can really happen.
Yes. I love that you talked about, how building, that hook really does capture the attention of the people that you're trying to serve with your solution.
Mhm.
And so I think once you've drawn people in by not saying stuff like, we used O9N and O9V and all this stuff, because they don't care. That's like you're just speaking French to them and they might be like, oh, that's
Mhm.
cool. They speak French.
Mhm.
They don't get it. It doesn't apply to them. But once you've really made it about them, and how you have the solution for their problem, then you have to always make it actionable.
Mhm.
So you want to give them the opportunity um, to know how to connect with you. So after you've identified that core problem that your product or service addresses, then you want to define the unique opportunity with this problem, create a relatable story to connect with your audience, and then you can develop that memorable clear hook to make your solution instantly recognizable. But don't forget to tell them how to book. Don't forget to
Mhm.
tell them what to do next, because truly what you're doing is you're giving people's brain a gift when you tell them what to do next, because they're like, oh,
Mhm.
I need to book with them. Oh, reserve my next time, or whatever your call to action is, make sure that you do not leave that out when you are working on delivering that opportunity to them.
Yeah, awesome. And so, you know, The greatest opportunity is that the opportunity is waiting. And so there's so much value in solving a targeted problem and communicating it clearly. Understanding the problem, but helping someone seize the opportunity. We invite you to view your business through this lens and begin building that message that turns problem solving into powerful marketing. Because when you're able to do that, that's when you see more new clients. That's when your average ticket increases. It's like a beautiful puzzle that comes together when you have that right marketing message.
Love it. So we're excited to hear your results. Get to work with this power play, see how powerful it truly makes you inside of the marketplace. And we can't wait to see you on a next episode. Thanks for tuning in.